if you look at a map of disused railways in South Wales, it kind of looks like there's been an explosion in a spaghetti factory. There are disused lines everywhere, and it was very simple. There's lines going to quarries, there's lines going to factories, but the big thing is very simple. Up there in the valleys, there's coal. Down there, there's docks, and we need to get that coal to that docks in a bigger quantity as possible. And literally millions of tons of coal were shipped. And there were railways such as the Taff Valley Railway and the Barry Railway and the Rumney Railway, which were really, really successful and made a shed load of money. But I'm going exploring today a small line which wasn't very successful. Certainly not as it set out to be, which was to shift coal. And I'm at Coryton. Forest Farm is a kind of nature reserve type of place, and there's an old track bed of the Cardiff Railway going through there. Now the idea was really simple. The Bute Dock Company would build a railway from their docks to Pontypridd, and that's the line you can see on the map in pink. They had parliamentary permission to use the Rumney line as far as Heath, and then they go across the top suburbs of Cardiff and join up, go up through Taff Wales, Llangwynlaeth, Nantgarrow, and join up with the Taff Valley Railway at Pontypridd. Well, that was the idea. The reality was the Taff Valley Railway did not want traffic taken off their lines. They were making a lot of money, so why would they allow a competitor to do it? So despite there being a link made, one train traversed it in 1909, and that was it. They then brought a load of legal challenges and the link was shut. Result, one railway with some really well made structures, bridges, a tunnel, a few small box girder type viaducts, and no through freight traffic to run on it. And they had some local freights and what have you, but they turned to passengers. And even though they had coal coming out of Nantgarrow, it was all about the passengers. And they put in some extra halts and they ran passenger trains. It all became part of the Great Western Railway in 1923, and after 1931 the passenger services were cut back as far as Coraton, which is a suburb of Cardiff. The rails north of Coryton were lifted in the 1950s. So today I'm going to be walking down the track bed looking at two bridges, one at the start of it, one towards the end, and then have a look at what's around Coryton station. And so here we are. Bridge number one. Beautiful bridge over a cutting. Now this is just a footbridge. This is not a road, there's no bridleway. This was a footbridge put in to take a footpath from fields on one side to fields on the other. Now, if you walk over the bridge, you come to Asda. And there's a masquerade car park up there with the Asda at Coryton. And the track bed down towards Coryton is down here. So I'm going to turn the camera off to walk down here, so I don't want to be featured on You Be Framed. So the railway would run straight ahead of us. Oh, nice echo in the bridge. Let's move out of the bridge. So the railway would run down here towards Coryton, and as you can see the track bed's quite clear, and we'll have a wander down there and have a look at the other bridge in the station. But if you look up behind me, you can see it's not the same. The road behind these trees has cut the track bed in two. Beyond that is the M4, and then a big dual carriageway called the A470. And the A470 actually was built on the trackbed of the Cardiff Railway. So as a result, there's not a huge amount left north of here. A little bit which we'll look at, and certainly north of Taff Wales, Nangarrow, there's one or two bits. So walking down the trackbed a bit further, I come across these signs. Now, there's quite a few of these around and quite a few names on trees. And the reason is just up above where we are is a large green space called the Northern Meadows. And a proposal's been put forward to build a new cancer hospital as part of Velindre NHS Trust. Velindre is the current hospital, which is also up there, and this would be next to it. Now, there's a lot of outcry from local people and conservationists who are concerned that a lot of green space and trees are going to be taken down for this. And all along from here onwards, we see names of trees of people who have been treated in that hospital, but also ribbons, banners and everything. So just give you a taste of one or two of those. Think about now, I'm supposed to sort of put the camera on a tripod and walk past, so it looks as though I'm on a big hike. I haven't got a tripod, so I'll just leave that effect to other people. They're better at it. So the second bridge on this particular stretch of line is I saw described as an occupation bridge, and I was like, what's an occupation bridge? So I went on to a group I'm part of, excellent Facebook group, Abandoned and Disused Railways of South Wales. The folks on there really know their stuff, and I've learned so much off of them. It's been amazing. And I said, what's an occupation bridge? Well, it turns out if you've got land that side and you've got land that side and your railway's going to cut through, they build a bridge because they've occupied your land. And to give you some idea of what that looks like, it looks like this. Bridge number 2, the occupation bridge. Now the thing with this bridge, and obviously the larger bridge we've already come through, is the quality on it. Just the finish on the arch, the face on it, just beautifully done and beautifully made. Remembering this is a bridge they've had to put in order to effectively keep a landowner happy, and as part of the deal for building the railway down here, they've gone to town with putting in a lovely amount of detail. Oh, nice echo. I'm going to do that again. A lovely amount of detail. Could stay here all day. So just past the occupation bridge, we start heading close to Coryton station, and the actual track bed here goes straight on through the trees. If I kept walking straight, I'd get very prickled and prodded, but as you probably hear, there's a buzz in the background. We're not far from the road, and the path veers off up here. So on the other side of the trees, the track bed comes the path I was looking at straight through there, probably just a few yards, and it stops and we hit another bridge. And the reason we hit another bridge is very simple, because we hit Coraton railway station. final irony of the failure of this line to become the freight line it was designed to was that it survived. And today Coraton, down to Heath and down into Cardiff and beyond, is a successful commuter line. Had the freight run and they hadn't had to divert into passengers, it's very possible this wouldn't be here today.